that little town, they were lost and never found. Fallen leaves, fallen leaves, fallen leaves on the ground.
Okay, now the story of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is super simple. It really is just Galactus, who everybody knows is the pink guy that kills people and destroys planets, is going to go and destroy a planet. So you have to go stop him. And you have to go through the arcade mode and stop him. The end. That's the story. There you go, there's the story. I didn't even want to review the story, but yeah, I don't know. There's the story. That's really all you get in the story. They have to start putting a story in these fighting games, not fighter games, goddamn, because it's becoming really lame. Like, just give us a really cool story that, even if there's just an arcade mode, that this could be the arcade mode, and they could have gave us a story mode where we have to play as a specific set of characters every battle or something like that, and then it all comes together at the end. I mean, look at Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. That was a great example. This is not, but not saying this game's bad. I'm just saying the story mode is bad. So there you go. The story's not great, but I'm gonna give it an okay score because, I mean, it really wasn't trying. So it wasn't trying to be good. It really just wasn't trying to be anything. So whatever. Let's go on to the sound. Okay, now the sound in the game is actually much better than Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Now, if you play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you know the voice acting's pretty cheesy. The music is extremely cheesy. Just all the little sound effects there, even the blast and all that stuff sound very 90s. And for good reason, because it was made in the 90s. But this game is definitely updated. The music is much better. You got a bunch of great voice actors. I think you even get the voice actors from the actual games that they represent. All the Marvel guys are voiced by whoever voiced them in other Marvel games. Like Deadpool's voiced by Nolan North. Nolan North voiced him in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. I'm pretty sure Chris Redfield is voiced by the same guy that voices Chris Redfield in the Resident Evil 5, you know what I'm saying. So they pretty much get everybody that voiced these characters before, and they bring them back, and they all do a good job. The music is definitely better, like I said a little earlier. It's much better than the cheesy, I forgot what the song in the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was when you're on the menu, but it was really cheesy. It was kind of catchy, but very cheesy, and it's much better in this game. And overall, the sound is just better. All the blasts and booms and all the sound effects sound really good. So overall, sound is much better in this game than it was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but for good reason. It's been 13 years since that game, so I don't know. I think it came out, 99, 98? I don't know. So anyway, yeah, let's go on to the graphics. Now, the graphics in the game, I'm just going to say it right here. These are probably the best graphics I've ever seen in a fighter, ever. This game looks like a comic book made into real life, and I literally mean like a comic book. I mean, there's parts where it just when you beat someone, it just transitions into a comic book panel, and it's really just seamless. It's really like if you took a comic book panel and tried to make it 3D, that's what it will look like. Everything in this game, it looks fantastic. The character models all look fantastic, even though there's some times where I was just like, okay, I know this is supposed to be a comic book, so they have this little shading thing that they do where it doesn't look like shading, it looks like a shadow or something like that, and it's just a bunch of black lines and stuff, and that's how they do shadows in comic books, and they bring that into this game also, and I thought, you could have got rid of those and it would have been fine, but, I mean, it still looked really cool. The character models look great, and really those shadows are only on character models. That's why I bring it up during character models section. Yeah, I have a section for character models now. Anyway, the character models are great, even though with that little small gripe. The environments look all really fantastic, very colorful, very cool little backgrounds, a lot going on in them. Some of them take you to the Daily Bugle, to like a Resident Evil 5 location, where it's like all the freaking liquors in the background. If you play Resident Evil 5, you know what I'm talking about. If not, then I'd probably said something you'll probably go, what the hell is that? So, there's some cool little things in there, some cool environments that look really nice, and the special effects are just amazing. Some of these finishing moves that you do just look breathtakingly awesome, and really, if you have seizures really easily with flashing colors, I don't think you should play this game because it's really colorful in parts. And hell, even before you play the game, it's just colorful. Like if you're just waiting, there's colors everywhere. And when they're starting to move around, it's just crazy. But it looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's crazy, but beautiful. So overall, I thought the graphics were fantastic. I really did. Some of the best out. Okay, now the gameplay of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, if you don't know, I'm not a big fighter fan, so I was going into this a little hesitant. Even though I love Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it's been a little while since I actually played it, and I actually kind of cared because that was back when I played it. That was back when I was into fighters, when I was playing Tekken, I was playing all these other games like freaking Street Fighter, and I was loving them. Now I don't really care much. I go into this. I love this game. I'm just gonna say right here, this is probably right next to Dead Space 2, this is my favorite game of this year. It is real, and that's not saying much because it hasn't been that many games that I played this year, but still. This and Dead Space 2 are fantastic games this year. This was a great, fun little game. All the combos you get are perfect. All the new characters you get, Dante from Devil May Cry, Beautiful Joe, Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins, not Ghouls and Goblins, Ghosts and Goblins, the wolf from Okami, I can't even say its name. Atamarasu, I think I'm saying its name right. There you go. Or her name right, I should say. Of course, Chris Redfield and Wesker from Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 1. Just a whole bunch of different characters. And of course, you got the obvious ones coming back like Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Ryu. I don't know if Ken was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't think so. I don't remember. But you get a whole bunch of the same ones. Chun-Li's in it. Morgan from Stalkers, Felicia from Darkstalkers. You get a whole bunch of the same people with a whole bunch of new ones. The Hulk, just a whole bunch of new ones with a whole bunch of different ones, and it just becomes so much fun just to mix and match and see how these two kind of like the Hulk and Chris Redfield would fight. I mean, like Chris Redfield's like a Hulk, and so is the Hulk. So fight, steroids, go. So it's really cool to see how these characters will match up, and it's just so much fun just playing this game. It really is. I'm having a hard time with words because it's a fighter. I can't explain much more than it's just a lot of fun. So overall, I really like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I think you guys should go and get it if you haven't already. I loved it. So anyway, check the description for the written review. I love this game. I'm surprised. Thank you and goodbye.